I don't know. I don't know. I can't dance.
Is this what's best for me? I've never seen a sunset like this before. Watch the lights fading out upon the cliffs of the shore. I've never been this far from home. Now I'm stuck in the past. Is it too hard to see?
We made the most out of the really good land we had by having a morning fire, a rare thing. We made pancakes for breakfast and then pushed off late in the morning. First thing we saw was this buoy on somebody's land. And noticed the Illinois wall of the river was breaking into layers and chunks. The environment's changing as we're going south. This tree's roots were no match for the erosion on the shore, but they did manage to crush a rock. Shortly after the rock, we heard Mowgli calling and saw him pointing. We followed to where his canoe was tied up to a lone standing tree, and then went in to explore the caves where he was. They're limestone, I think. Very unstable by the look of it. I cleared out this thicket so that we could pull the canoe over a narrow little channel of water into the cave, and then all three of us piled inside of the canoe so we could explore it deeper in. This is a truck chassis which made us consider mining as a reason for the caves, but since they left the ceiling intact, I don't think it was. They would have blasted that out because it's so unstable. Besides, I'm not sure why they'd go to all this trouble to get chunks of limestone. What kept stopping me was the symmetry of the place. It looked like it was man-made, measured out, drawn on a piece of paper before it was built. But I think it is natural, despite how symmetrical it looks. It's just odd that limestone would collapse into a perfect arch like this, even if it is busted up. I walked and scrambled around the outside, thinking how cool it was that this place had been spared from bloggers, Google Maps, pins, and tour buses. I'm not going to say where it is either, because I think places like this are cooler to stumble upon than they are to find on the internet and then go seek out. It keeps this trip an unexpected adventure instead of following the steps on a pre-planned itinerary. There were plenty of these caves to explore. There were so many holes in the side of the wall, but we stuck to the ones where they were under the water. And once the water started turning to mud, we turned around and left because we thought it might be somebody's land. The day on the river built itself into a storm that never happened. All day long, the clouds got thicker and the air with it too, but the rain never fell. We saw some more of the pole house people. Those are the ones who cannonball onto the road, swim to school, and flush their toilets to unknown places. We found land after 23 miles, a decent spot with plenty of mosquitoes, so we built a fire to kill them. Then fixed a dinner of fresh ground beef tacos with flour tortillas, corn, beans, avocado, and rice. Not long after I had wiped the pan with the last tortilla, I had the most unusual wildlife encounter ever. A mole started tunneling from underneath Mowgli's tent over to the area where we were sitting. Mowgli spotted it, pointed to it with his finger and said, "That sand just moved." And three of us watched in disbelief as a single mound of ground grew into a longer line while the mole moved along in our camp. We're so close to the industry and population centers of the area that it's hard to believe there's so much good wildlife right here. Nothing illustrates the point better than listening to all the beautiful and wild songs of the night as we look across the water at a fully lit power plant.